Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It, here with a movie review for you for the film Man Finds Tape. Here's the synopsis. After finding mysterious video clips, siblings investigate the strange recordings and uncover a disturbing secret spreading through their Texas town. Alright guys, and with that down, let's get into the pros and the cons, starting with the pros. Well, the first thing is that this film has a pretty interesting initial setup and mystery to it, and it's pretty original and unique at the same time. And this should come as no surprise considering that Benson and Moorhead both produced this film, and you definitely feel their influence in the movie. The next pro that I gotta mention is that there's a lot of world building that this film does, especially in its fairly trim runtime. I mean, this movie's only an hour and 24 minutes. It's not even an hour and a half, and it has to introduce two siblings, their whole history, including their family history and their parents' history, as well as the history of this town, and it has to incorporate multiple characters from the town. And to be honest, that's just scratching the surface of what this film gets into, so there's a ton of world building here, and I always enjoy that, and I was pretty impressed that they were able to do it so efficiently. And lastly, for the pros, in true Benson and Moorhead fashion, this film swings for the weird big time. Maybe even a little too much for its own good, but still, I appreciate the ambition that this film had, and it was certainly fun watching this film continue to go down the rabbit's hole and continue to get weirder and weirder along the way. And with all that said, it's now time to get into some of the issues that I had with the film. And look, I'm just going to be upfront and say that I think that this is definitely a worthwhile found footage mockumentary film, especially if you're a found footage fiend like myself. And I'm about to unpack several issues that I had with this film, but I don't want that to come off like I thought the film was bad. I don't think it's bad. It's mostly just disappointing, and I do think that there are some fundamental issues that hold this film back. The first thing of note being that the mystery is revealed way too early in this film, and to me there are two ways to go about doing a movie like this, a mockumentary like this. You can either go down the unpacking the mystery route, or you can go down the thrill ride route. And while this film starts off unpacking a mystery, it feels like about halfway through the film abandons this approach in lieu of a thrill ride approach. And considering the story that Man Finds Tape is trying to tell, plus the limited budget that it has, I just think that unpacking the mystery was by far the better approach to this movie, and I think that it was fairly successful as long as it did that. My next issue is that this film has some crazy shit, some major significant earth-shattering events that happen by the end of the film, but this film doesn't go into any of the earth-shattering and existential ramifications as a result of these events. Considering that they're making a documentary and that they're putting this documentary with this insane footage out into the world, this is a situation where the world will never be the same, and I just got none of that. And one of the things that I love about lo-fi, sci-fi, horror, found footage films is the suggestion and implication and resulting dread that these films can allude to by the end of the film, because it doesn't cost them anything, right? I mean, if you think about it, suggesting and implying is actually pretty goddamn cheap. You can do it with a few lines of dialogue and no special effects, no CGI, no nothing. And while I do think that this film did some great world building within the Texas city that it takes place in, it just felt like a bubble, like a snow globe, and there was no world outside of it. And I really would have liked to have seen them explore the ramifications of these events in this little Texas town. And my last issue of the film, I guess, might be more of a nitpick, although this might actually bother some people more than others, but there are definitely some shots that are unexplainable from a found footage perspective, especially during some of the action-oriented sequences. And while I try to be a little bit lenient on this front, it was egregious enough sometimes that it felt way more cinematic than it did found footage footage, which resulted in immersion being broken for me. But like I said earlier, this film to me is not a bad film, it's just a very disappointing film because I feel like it had a ton of potential. And I gotta give Man Finds Tape a 5.3 out of 10. But those are just my thoughts, take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you seen this film yet? Does it sound interesting to you? And what are some of your favorite found footage films of 2025? Let me know down in the comment section, let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video but you want more information about what's on my watch list, what I'm currently watching, the kind of ratings I'm giving these films, as well as upcoming releases I'm looking forward to, don't forget to follow me on track.tv. My username is TIOLI_reviews. The link is in the description box. Go ahead and click it and start following me on Tracked, and I look forward to seeing you over there. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey man, get off my case.
Oh man, chicks don't want to hear that shit.